Hey y'all, Sean here with another video. Now in this video, I'm gonna give you a full run through of the REIPro system. Now, this is not a complete run through of the system because I can't really, go through every little parts and cribbits and corners and so forth, but I can give you a good enough run through so you can understand the system and you could see what the software can do for your wholesaling business. All right, so without any further delay, let's get right into it. So if you haven't signed up with REIPro, if you're using some other software and you've been looking into signing up with REIPro, you've been doing some research, let me tell you, REIPro is it. This is heaven right here, and you need to get on the system. What I'm gonna show you, some of the things, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be shocked, man, because this can do so much. It's not just a lead generation software. It's actually a CRM built in. There's a built-in CRM in this software also. All right, so feel free to click the link below. You will be able to get a 14-day free trial, not a 7-day. A lot of softwares only offer you, a 7-day free trial. Like, no, that's not going to do. A 14-day free trial. I have the link below. Feel free to click it, add some value back to me as I'm adding some value to you. All right, so I'm gonna get into the software. When you do sign up, or if you already have REIPro, you wanna log into the system. And this is what it's gonna look like when you log into your account. This is the dashboard. Now, I'm gonna go through a lot of these areas, but not all, because some of them, they're self-explanatory. So let me explain what the dashboard is. Right now, here's what you can do. You can always minimize the left side of the screen just by clicking these three lines right here. So you could have more space to maneuver. All right, so home sales and medium price, this is pretty much based on the market. Now, I'm gonna show you a little bit more about that, but let me go down here first. All right, so over here, these are the vacant and absentee owner, pre-foreclosure, bank owned, and free and clear and so forth. But there are more lead types. These are called lead types. But I'm gonna go to the lead type section in a few so you could see it in its entirety. All right, so these are, just some quick view lead types, and I'm gonna show you where that makes sense and how. All right, so down here, we have the calendar. You could log information in here, keep yourself up to date. You could do it by, day, week, or whatnot. And down here is where new videos will be posted. So you could watch videos and learn more about wholesaling or outside of wholesaling. So because, these guys, the owners, they actually teach you a whole lot outside of wholesaling, just, within the whole real estate realm. All right, now right here, incoming website leads. This is where you can, I'm going to click this plus sign. So this is where you can connect an API address. And if you know about Zapier, you could integrate, whatever other system you want to integrate via Zapier in here. All right, so that's what that's about. Website, popular sites. Popular sites is where you add, I have Zillow here. So if there's a popular site that you visit a lot, you could add it in here just by clicking this plus icon. Click add site. You could put the site name in there and then the link. All right. And of course, it will show up right here, just like I have Zillow right here. Properties and follow-up. These are some properties that I have in follow-up, and it always will remind you of the properties that you have in follow-up. So you could take a quick look and just access those favorite properties right here, and that's it. Now let's go back to the home sales and medium prices. Now, manage locations. I'm going to get with here in a second. All right. Now, manage locations is where this area all makes sense. So if you click on manage locations, you could enter a county, city, or a zip code in there. So let's go with Mobile, Alabama, right? As you can see in the background, these numbers starts, begin to populate. And of course, over here, these started, these got populated also. So this is giving you the numbers within the market of, Mobile, Alabama. So it's showing you median sale price is $216,000. Whole sales within the past when to when is 57 homes. And you can add as much in there as you want. So let's go in, let's just say Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we are going to click on Fort Lauderdale. And of course, the numbers are going to change always. All right, that's Fort Lauderdale. All right, so of course, it shows you all the numbers that you need to know pertaining to these lead types. All right, so that's how that works. Now, here's announcements. You're gonna see some little notifications here pop up every once in a while. Let me click on notifications and show you what popped up. Now, this morning, this popped up right here. This notification came up saying they're giving 50% off sale. Now, this 50% sale is off postcards. So if you're running, if you want to run some direct mail campaign, you could get 50% off, which is really, really good. And let me tell you, their prices are already reasonable. All right, now this is going on till October 31st. We're in October 5th. This is the day I'm making this video, 2021, and it's going on till October 30th. So pretty much the whole month, they're running this 50% off postcard sales. And, more notifications will pop up. So let's go back into the dashboard. And account, that's your account information. Of course, you could access that anywhere throughout the website. And this right here, this little cart, you can't really click on it, but I'm thinking that they're going to do something with that later. All right, now let's go and search. Now, search, this is where you're going to search for properties. You could do an address search. You could run some search within the system. So if there's some properties that you have in, your marketing campaigns and, in your properties, your buyers, you could look up your buyers, contacts, and so forth. You could run that. You could also run a search, of course, with the address. You know how that works. And the APN search, you could run that. Now, an owner search is very important. I love owner search. If you click on owner search, it's just going to ask you a few three information. Now, let's just say you found a property and the owner is saying, yeah, I got a few properties that I want to sell, but I want to sell this one to you first to see how the transaction, goes, how, the process and stuff. And if you want to actually look up what other property that owner actually owns, you could look that information up. Just, add the state in there, the county, and the owner's first and last name, and all the properties that owner owns will, show up. So that's how the dashboard work in a nutshell. All right, so we're going to maximize this area. Now let's go to our lead generation. Now, before I go to lead generation, I'm gonna, go down here, skip all of these, go down here real quick. Membership, you could look up your membership, look at some information, strategy videos. You could watch those, general tips, live Q&As, wholesaling, lease option. They're teaching you lease options, pre-foreclosures, how to run a or do a pre-foreclosure deal, seller finance, how to do a seller finance, fix and flip, marketing, and so forth. They're literally teach you how to do this business from every angle. All right. Frequently asked questions. You could click on that, find out some information. Customer support. Shout out to the support team at REIPro. Let me tell you, they will respond to you like within minutes, right? Not days, not hours. I'm talking about within minutes. They are A class over there. They're on top of their game. Shout out to support. You guys are doing a fabulous job over there. Just assisting your clients. All right. Account, of course, account information, account setting. You could, go in there and access some information. Also announcements, just like here. And log off. That's self-explanatory. Now let's go over to Business Center. Let's go to Business Center. Now down here you have your contracts. If you need some contracts, now there you have a few contracts right here. Contract to purchase, extension of contract to purchase, lead-based payment disclosure, lease agreement, lease option agreement. This is a lease option contract. You can actually watch the video on how to fill it out. Boom. All right. Of course, you could watch other videos here. But you have to purchase this right here. You got to purchase a lease option agreement. This is really valuable. It has a lot of value in it. And this is pretty cheap. $49.95. This is pretty cheap for that. Down here, seller finance 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. And here you'll actually click these icons to download. Now in general forms, these are some forms, affidavit of memorandum. Look that up if you don't know what that means. All cash offer worksheet, authorization to release information. All that stuff is in REIPro. So if you're speaking to a lender or a bank and you got the seller on the phone and the bank says, I need an authorization to release information, you could download it in here. All right, so for those people who are doing, sub-2 deals, you're speaking with banks, guess what? You need this. All right, buyers list questionnaire. If you need a buyer to answer a few questions, go ahead and download that. Letter of intent, you could download all these information and more. Marketing forms, calculator, look at calculator. You could calculate a deal in here. All right, mileage tracker for those people who have an LLC. Look, you want to create a log in here. And if you're driving for dollars or you're doing anything pertaining to our real estate, your wholesaling business, you want to keep a log of the mileage, because come tax time, you'll be able to use this. And you could save it, you could print it out, and more. All right, start a business. If you need some information on how to start a business, guess what? Boom, there you go. Starting a business, trademarking, and so forth, doing a DBA, legal library, Rocket Lawyer. You could access this information in here. Ask any questions. Look at this. Apartment lease. Let me go down. Let me skip over here. Apartment rental agreement. Look at that. You could access any information in here. I'm telling you, it's crazy what this system, and this is the CRM side of things. This is not the lead generation side of things. Ask an attorney. You're good to go. Contacts, buyers. This is where you could log your buyers' information, and you can email all your buyers. All right, in here. Let me click on that real quick. So you go in here and you could log your buyers' information in here. You could select all and check this out. Actions. You could email all your buyers, your deal. And let me click this so you could see it. There it is, from where to subject and everything that you need in here, and which is the information, and send now. And it's going to go to all the buyers. All right. So that's what the buyer's ear is for. Deal analyzer. Of course, analyze that deal. Let's go. So in here, it's a training video. It'll show you how to start a new analysis. So you could run an analysis on your deal, and the system will analyze your deal for you. Properties. We're going to come back here. Now let's go into lead generations. We already showed you the dashboard. Now this is where you're going to be generating all the leads. Of course, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different lead types. Vacant, absentee, owner, pre-foreclosure, bank owned, trust, high equity, low equity, upside down, free and clear, cash buyers, and Craigslist. So in here, if you want to add, a city or a county or a zip code, you could add it in here. Let's go with Mobile, Alabama. You could choose the city, or you could choose the county, and you're good to go. All right, so we're going to come back to this area. But before we do that, I'm going to show you how marketing works, because in marketing, this is where all your campaigns are. Now, in here is where you're going to be saving your list. All right. So when you complete the lead generation, when you generate, let's just say a vacant property list, and you save that list, it's going to come in the marketing section, right, where all campaigns are. And these are all testing files. All right. So if you live in Alabama, I'm always using Mobile, Alabama as my test. All right. So sorry if you live there and so forth. So this is where the campaign, or not the campaign, the list is going to be saved. Now, what you can do is you can clean this list up. So if you want to clean that file up, I usually say file, sometimes I'll say list. So if you want to clean your file up, you could use ListMade. You could click on it, and here with 772 leads, it's going to charge me $15 to tidy this list up, they would say. All right, so let's go back. Let's just say you clean the list up. The next step is to skip trace. So you could skip trace in the system. They have a pretty good system of skip tracing in there. And also you could directly, just within the software, order postcards. You can order postcards. You could do all of this in this system. This software is A grade. All right. So you can order some postcards right away, which means you could just pay for it. You could click on order, and it's going to ask you for some information, just go through the steps. And then you're going to complete, and it's going to send out those postcards for you to this whole list. All right. So that's pretty much a direct mailing campaign that you're sending. You could also print letters and send out those letters. So, here's a skip tracing. You can skip trace in here also. So let me tell you, there's so much things that you can do with REIPro. Now, I came from a different software. I actually came from PropStream, no shame in the game. I came from there. And when I came over here to REIPro, when I made the transition, let me tell you, it was finding heaven, because PropStream, they're not offering half of what this software is offering, and what you can do with the CRM also. All right, so archive campaigns, this is where it's going to be archived. Import leads. You can import your file in the system. So if you're doing some driving for dollars, you can import those leads in the software also. REIPro, postcards, my postcards, letter template, and all that stuff. So this is, marketing in a nutshell. Now let's go over to lead generation. This is what people have been waiting on. So I'm going to add Mobile, Alabama in there, right? And let's just say I'm just going to go with county. And it's going to take you to this filtering area right here. There are 5,501 vacant leads in Mobile County, Alabama. Now, a few days ago, I was making a video and I saw that it was more with the same, county, Mobile, Alabama, Mobile County, Alabama, right? So it was 5,557 leads. So now this was like 3-4 days ago. Now it's down to 5,501 leads, meaning, obviously, REIPro did an update and they're always updating their software, which is really good. So they're keeping you updated with these leads. This is telling me that 56 leads, either, some got sold or they're no longer vacant. Now, let me say this, REIPro, the team over there, they are very good at keeping their system or their software updated. All right, so let's go down here. So this is Mobile, County, Alabama. I'm always slipping up on that. In here, you could add more than one, locations in there. So this is Broward County. I could add Broward County, Florida in there. And you could add a mixture of county, city, and zip codes if needed. You can add up to 22 locations. All right, so you have a lot to work with. These are the filters. All right, so with the filters, the price, you don't really put price or bedrooms and bath. You add the potential equity that you're going for in here. So let's just say we're going with, 60%. Then we're going to go to lead type, and we're going to click on residential. And this is where you're going to select those property type, not lead type, property type. You're going to, select those property type. Let's just say we're going to go with duplex and multifamily, single family, and townhouse, just the basics. We're gonna get out of that. And property attributes, we're not gonna fill out any information in here, bathrooms, property size, lot size, year built. This is where you could go with, within the last 6 months. These are properties that were, acquired or sold or owned within the last 6 months. And the keywords are within last. All right, so in here, you could do a custom date range also. You could just add your custom date range. Let's just add whatever in there. We're just gonna leave it, let's just say a custom date range from, let's go with 2011 or 2010, and that's it right there. So owners, individual, you wanna uncheck, company. Now, if it's a vacant list, you want to go with, you want to uncheck that owner occupied. Then you're going to just go with, individual ownership, non-owner occupied in state, non-owner occupied out of state. And that's it. You're pretty good to go. Apply changes and you're going to see it. So we're down to 1,008 leads. So these are all the leads, and result settings, they're usually 100 per page. So these are the 100 per page. But since we have over 1,000, what we need to do is we want to, in results settings, we're going to choose 1,000. And now we're able to select we're going to select 1,000 leads, but we have 8 remaining. So we're going to click this right here, and we're going to select that extra 8. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to, add a campaign name, test 1, and we're going to add selected leads. And you're going to see a little box right here. There it is, go to campaign. We're going to download that list that we just generated. This is it right here, test 1. All right, you could, click this icon and download it. Like I said earlier, you could do whatever with these order postcards or whatnot. Now let's go over to, I think this is the most important part. This is my favorite part of this whole software. All right, so let's go in properties. All right, so when you're in properties, as you could see, I have some properties here. And these are, you could add your photos to there. And actually, I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. So in here is where you're going to store all your properties. So you could, give your properties some stars. Let's just say you got, a few of them that are 3 stars. Some of them are 4 stars. Some are 5 stars. Now, here's what you can do. You can, just sort, and you could, sort by follow-up dates. So if you have some follow-ups in there, you can sort by the follow-up dates. Let me click on this. So as you can see, I have some in follow-up right here, and it will show you which one you need to follow up with. And you could, add, you could go by cities. So if you want to sort certain properties by cities, you could do it here. So it will go by the city, and you could also filter. So you can filter all the, 3 stars. Let me apply the filter there. These are the 2 3 stars that I have in there. You could go with 4 stars, and, any property that's in contract stage, right? You can, click that, uncheck that, apply filter, and all the properties that's either in contract stage. There's a direct mailing campaign. It's a direct mail campaign. My property need to call, inactive, absentee owner, all the divorce leads. You can filter those. You could just check, all the pre-foreclosure or foreclosure leads. You could click on that right there, apply filter, and it will bring up all the properties in pre-foreclosure, and the list goes on. All right, so let's go back now. You could clear the filter right here, and it will bring the properties back to, normal standards. So that's how it is. That's how this area works. So let's go with one property. So we're going to, pull up one property. We're going to pull up this property right here, and just right outside of Atlanta. So here we are in properties. This is the other side of properties. Of course, you clicked on the link of the property, and it takes you here. Now, up here, you have the comps, deal pro, campaigns, email seller. Yes, you can email that seller. As long as you have the email information in here, you could email the seller. You could just click this little pencil icon and add the information in there. You could print, your information from the software. Documents, of course, Google search, archive. You could archive the property, and you could delete this property. All right, now down here is where the photo is. This is how you do it. Let's just say you find a photo of the property, right? And I'm going to show you where you're going to see the photo. You're going to actually screenshot it, save it on your desktop, and then in here, it's going to show you a little area where you could, you could click on it, and it's going to ask you to upload the photo, and you could upload the photo right there. Over here is where, some estimated value, potential equity, rent estimate. Of course, this is from Zillow. And down here, you could, go in here, you could scroll down and, zoom in and zoom out and all that good stuff. So you're going to see some, numbers, what the market is going for, and also down here. All right, you could click this little link, and you could run your comps. All right, over here is where you have, some additional basic information, last date sold, and last mortgage date, and so forth. Here is the follow-up. Now, you could change the follow-up date by clicking that, and then you could save the date. All right, so that's it for there. Now, down here, in property notes and reminders, people always miss this for some reason. So you could click on this right here, and this is where I wrote all the notes. So I would click on this little pencil icon and just log all my notes in here about the property. Now, wholesalers, real estate investors, this is very important. You need to utilize the notes area. All right, you could add a new note in there if needed. You could click new note, and this box will pop up, and you could save it. So that's for the notes area. Now down here, of course, is some, more basic information, which is the details. If it's vacant, owner occupied, year built, and all this information, potential equity, last sale date, and so forth. So in here is where the tax information is. I'm not going to really click on these areas. And of course, it's showing me, yes, it's a foreclosure alert. This property is in pre-foreclosure. Of course, the tax info is in here, the mortgage info, and, let me click on mortgage info. So there's all the information for the mortgage right there, the history, the foreclosure info, and, custom fields. All right, so let me go back here. Now down here, let me minimize that. Now down is seller contact. Guess what? I'm going to show you something. You could right away, you can skip trace this owner right off the back. So if it's a steaming hot lead, you could click get report and it will bring up the information down here. Matter of fact, I already skip traced it. So here's the information. Look at that. So it's showing me also not just the person's information, it's giving me the information for the nearest possible relatives, which are kins. All right, so if you have a property and the owner passed away and you need to find next to kin, you know what next to kin is, right? Next possible relatives, you'll get their information in REIPro down here. So that's big time. And let me go back here. Now, here is if you're talking to the seller, let's just say you have the seller on the phone. You could click this right here and it's going to pull up a phone script for you to ask, you know, all the information that you need to know about the property. Here's some basic questions. Is the property, you know, listed with a realtor? You could log it in right there. You could come down here. May I ask, why are you selling? You could, you know, jot the information in there. Look at this. What is the asking price? Is the asking price negotiable? You know, you could, you know, add that information in there. What is the lease amount of down payment you would accept? What monthly payment would you accept? This, that, and all those good questions that you need to be asking sellers. Also, you could log the information as you speak with the seller on the phone in here. How cool is that? You could also schedule an appointment. Boom. Schedule the appointment, you know, a seller appointment, you know, to see the property or to speak with the seller, you know, on a different day or whatever it is. All right. That's if the seller is busy and wanted to give you some quick information. If you want to reschedule or schedule another, you know, seller call, you could do that. Add it in here. If you want to set up, you know, an appointment to go and assess the property, you could, you know, schedule the appointment in here and drop some information, save it, or you could print it. How great and marvelous is that? So, and of course, each page has a video to train you, so you could watch those videos. Property inspection in here. You could, you know, jot some information in here, the roof, paint, windows. You could drop some numbers in here also, and then, you know, just add up all the total, you know, cost, and you're gonna actually click update total, and you're ready to go. Interior general, you know, kitchen, master bedroom, bedroom 1, bedroom 2, and so forth. And there you have it, another video showing you how to do this. Now, inspection now, seller offer. Now, this is very important. This is something that you need to know as a wholesaler in this business or a real estate investor in this business. This is the other side of the numbers. So usually you'll do, you know, you'll calculate the ARV, you know, 70%, you know, this time 70% minus repairs, minus your assignment fee, and you came up with the MAO, and you feel like, boom, it's a good number. And, you know, you're going to say, okay, you know, when I, you know, get the MAO in there, then I'm going to market it to the buyers. And then you're going to, you know, tell the buyer the cost or your assignment fee and how much you want to sell the property for. Now, let's just say the property is going for, the owner wants, you know, the seller that is, wants $50,000 for the property. You add your $10,000 in there. That's not end all for the buyers. On the buyer's side of things, guess what they're looking at? And I'm telling you this, you need to know this. A lot of wholesalers feel like, you know, the numbers they come up with is the final number for the buyer. The buyers, all the buyers, they're adding, you know, additional expenses. Look at that. Repair expense, of course, you know, that's part of it. Acquisitions expense, holding expense, closing costs, hedge expense. If you do not know what these are, look, it's telling you in REIPro. You could click on this little question mark right here, and it's telling you what hedge expense means. All right, it's telling you what a holding expense is. So on the buyer side of things, when the buyer says the numbers does not make sense, it's because they're adding these other expenses in there that they're going to actually, you know, invest in, you know, when it comes to the property. So, yeah, this is another side of this whole thing that you need to know. So let me move forward because I don't want this to be a hour-long video. Sellers contracts, we got that there. Affidavit, marketing to buyers. Now, I do have contracts, some good contracts on my website. So go on my website. The information is going to be down in the description. Not only my website, but I have some really good scripts that's going to get those conversations going with those sellers. All right, so go on my website. Like I said, I got the link down there in the description, or in, you know, wherever the information is down there. Access that and go on my website, and you could check out my scripts. Plus, I got a free course, so I'm going to plug that in there. I have a free course with legitimate information. And no, you do not have to add your email in there and add your phone number and all that. The video is just right there on the home page, so you could access that free course. And like I said, that's really good information. That's some legitimate information in that wholesaling houses course. All right, affidavit, marketing to buyers. Down here, you have some, some information. You can watch this video, and let me go to our closing. So, how great is this software? So, when you're closing, and you need to get in touch with some attorneys. Let's just say you're in a different state. You could add the state in there. Let's just say you're going to add Georgia in there. Remember, this property is in Georgia. I could add whatever county this property is in. I could add the city, and it will pull up all the information of, all the attorneys. Now, if it's in a, title state, yes, it will pull up all the title companies in that city. All right, so this is one of the coolest parts of REIPro. Payday, boom, you get paid. It's just saying congratulations on closing your deal. And let me tell you, look, REIPro, I can't say enough about it. If you want to run your comps, you could click right here, run comparable sales. And this area is going to come up. Here's where all the comps are. I actually ran some comps on this. And of course, I got the ARV value, the average sold price right here, and so forth. And of course, you got a little map right there. Let me get out of that. Now, if you want to access the property, you want to take a quick look at the property, all you got to do is click this little, square icon, click on it. You could click on Street View if you want to see the property, and there it is right there. You could, just look around a little bit, and go down, down here a little bit, and like they call it, driving for dollars. But this is not going to be no driving for dollar neighborhood. All right, so that's it right there. Like I said, I usually, screenshot the property and save it on my desktop, then upload it. You could click anywhere outside this area, and then I'll upload it in here. So there's so much to this software, man. Let me go back to our lead, to the dashboard. Now, I want to say this. If you're not impressed, if you've never, used REIPro, or you're using some other software out there, look, if you're not impressed, I don't know what else will impress you. This is the ultimate, lead generation software, which includes a built-in CRM for you to manage your leads properly. Hey, look, sign up with REIPro. It's the ultimate lead generation software. Go on my website and, watch that free wholesaling course. All right. So, and also, like I said, I have my scripts there and my wholesaling pack, which are contracts. We got some contracts in there. And also, let me see what I'm missing. A workflow system and a conveyor belt system. If you don't know what a conveyor belt system is, look, it's how you actually market to leads. Like sometimes people will just send out text message campaigns and that's it. They throw away the list. But I'm teaching you in that conveyor belt system what to do next with that same list after you run that text messaging campaign to that particular list. All right, it's not just one and done. You got to do more marketing. So that's what that conveyor belt system is for. It teaches you how to exhaust a list from start to finish. All right, so hey, see you in the next video. And as usual, God bless and stay healthy, stay wealthy. Peace.